Hello everyone and welcome to a game between Lawliet versus Happy, this game taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Here we have Happy spawning as the red night elf over here at what I will call the 10 or 11 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Happy has spawned as the blue undead. Undead versus night elf in close spawns, favoring, I would actually say, Lawliet, as he will have easier access to, well, try and harass no, Undead rarely ever tries to clear out of this Goblin Laboratory creep camp very early on, and he will probably most likely be, trying to clear out with this Ancient of War, this mercenary camp here. There is going to be a little bit more walking, but the Death Knight coming out should naturally go in this direction anyways. So there is going to be some early action sometime around that 2-minute 20-second mark. For all of you critics out there, I do know that I often misspeak. It is something that happens, hopefully not too regularly. It is difficult to compose my thoughts and get everything out, oftentimes just because of all the action and giving you just proper information. But hopefully the level of excitement in my voice does make this entertaining. And well, I'm glad you stop by, and constructive criticism is always helpful. Just as long as you don't say, I don't like the sound of his voice or things of that nature. You know what? Like, I'm not some sort of impressionist. I'm not going to start doing or impersonating. I'm not going to start casting in like the voice of Morgan Freeman or anything like that. And as we all know, Morgan Freeman has a great voice. Anyways, let's go ahead and go after this here. There is a wisp. We should be looking at, well, some repairs now getting underway. Ancient of War coming across here, absorbing quite a bit of damage, and now fighting back. Ancient of War has taken a fair bit here, as we are now taking a look at a Forest Troll Shadow Priest stolen by Happy. Warden is currently out onto the field, going to attempt to go after this one unit there, as Happy loses that very early Acolyte. Battling still raging on, 2-minute 20-second mark, 23-second mark, as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest and that Death Knight makes its way over, perhaps for a possible Death Coil steal. Happy, heavy harassment, quick wisp detonation, but not landing on the Death Knight, as we're taking a look at that Ancient of War absorbing way too much damage. Another skeletal minion has been taken down. Warden only has a little bit of experience so far, as damage could start to add up on that Death Knight if he's not careful. Death Knight could get caught up on a sheep as well, trying to slip away, as there was a critter on the map blocking his path. Back off to the north, Ancient of War is training up more archers. Forest Troll Shadow Priest will be heading back home, and early access to healing for that Death Knight is going to be a great bonus. Now that the Death Knight is perhaps back on Blight and also getting healed up by that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, Lawliet cannot stay around, as the Death Knight now chases after that Warden. Alright, we should be looking at a tech to tier 2 already underway by both sides. Happy is slightly in the lead there. Death Knight perhaps going to try and pick up some useful items. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, no, Circlet of Nobility, coupled with a Dust of Appearance. As the Death Knight now heads off to the north. Oh, gonna go ahead and turn the corner, as we should be looking at a potential Shadow Strike once again. Death Coil onto that Warden, as the Warden really cannot exchange blows. That early Forest Troll Shadow Priest going to cause problems, as a Shadow Strike now lands onto that Forest Troll Shadow Priest there. Alright, damage going to add up rather quickly. That Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to get away, down to 74 hit points, down to 60. There is another Shadow Strike. It is going to go ahead and Shadow Meld. There's the Dust of Appearance. Skeletal minions right there. Staff of Teleportation in order to get away, and the Warden goes down. Death Knight timing the Death Coil in between the attacks of that Death Knight, ensuring the kill. Warden gets taken out even after trying to get away with a Staff of Teleportation. Death Knight here going to go ahead and finish off that sheep, perhaps use it for additional, well, Rod of Necromancy action, as the Death Knight, well, going to continue to put on that pressure. Ancient of War being forced to pull back again. Death Knight now looking to chase after that Archer, as the Archer now heads off to the north. Ancient of War gonna go ahead and try to clear out some more trees here. Already back up to full hit points. Has to be very careful though, as the skeletal minions are gonna continue to, well, cause and wreak more havoc. Skeletal minions gonna try to head back. You see a forest troll or berserker getting a boulder tossed right there as the warden is finally back out onto the field. Death Knight can't stick around very easily. Another boulder toss onto that forest troll shadow priest. Are we perhaps gonna be looking at a death coil onto that forest troll shadow priest? No, Death Knight now making its way over, trying to steal, gets the kill. Death Knight is sitting at level 2. Warden also sitting at level 2 as that Ancient of War is taking a lot of damage. Alright, Blonda mana stealing away from the Death Knight. Death Coil tries to steal, misses a split second late, and now we just see mass repairs onto that Ancient of War. Ancient of War should be fine, as you can take a look. A lot of damage being absorbed there. Warden chasing down that Death Knight, getting it away once more. Meanwhile, skeletal minions are attempting to harass inside this Night Elf base. Second Circlet of Nobility has been picked up. We should be looking at a Lich being trained up, tech to tier 3 alongside that Slaughterhouse. Death Knight, Panda now engaging once more. Archer is going to try to get in front of that Death Knight. However, the Unholy Aura granting a little bit of additional movement speed, getting away. Let's take a look back off to the north here. A little bit of extra damage over time. Drunken Haze across these 533 units, as the Death Knight may try and get a Death Coil steal once again. Death Knight, is he going to get the Death Coil steal? No, he is not, as the Archer and the Forceful Berserker, they are both just, well, shifting back once again. A Death Knight, oh, no mana for Death Coil, obviously unable to do the Death Coil steal. As the Death Knight here, we're going to try and engage once more. Shadow Strike, Death Knight in trouble, down to 100, and oh, there's the Drunken Haze. Is it going to be enough? Scroll of Town Portal quickly being used. Frost Nova by that Lich. Lich, however, able to back away in time, as we're going to take a look at that Lich, perhaps try and re-engage. Another Frost Nova across multiple units. There you go, hitting that Archer, taking it down. But the Lich now could be in trouble. No. 4 experience shy from level 3, denying level 2 Shadow Strike. Forest Troll Berserker, Death Knight now shows up. What is going on here? Death Knight, well, perhaps in a dangerous race, gets in a quick shot there as it now backs away once again. 30 supply compared to 31. Let's take a look. Death Knight now making its way back off to the north. Let's see where all of this is going to go down, as the Warden sits at level 2. All right, last Null Brute will get taken down. Very important for that level 3 Panda. Can share in some of that experience as well. We are looking at now a level 3 Warden. Death Knight sitting at level 2, Lich sitting at level 1, Obsidian Statues now finally out onto the field, and this is when the Undead army can finally start to make a bit of a play. Happy sitting at 34 supply compared to 29. We should be looking at Ancients of Lore soon. Oh wait, is that Ancient of Lore? Dual Ancients of Lore as we are going into Tree of Eternity. Perhaps bears will get added in. Ancient of War eating its way through the trees here, trying to make the map just a little bit smaller by clearing trees. A very, very important ability for the Night Elf as that Panda gets to level 2. I thought that Panda should have been much further along, unless an Ancient of War actually got a shot off and killed a single unit there. That Panda should have had much, much more experience. I'm not quite sure why it is currently low. Warden sitting at level 3. We are getting up 1 Ancient Protector here as well. Lawliet perhaps expecting some sort of strange harassment play coming in from Happy. Crypt Fiends, Ghouls, Obsidian Statues, all of these units are here ready to go in just a moment. Panda gonna go ahead and engage against these level 3 units. I believe there is an Ogre Magi, yeah, in the very far back here, but now being forced to retreat back. Warden taking a large amount of damage, purposely trying to pull aggro away, and by doing so, perhaps getting a little bit of time here. Ancient Protector going to get canceled very quickly here. There it goes, now getting canceled. Ancient of Lores going to try and engage. These Moonwells are actually rather low on hit points. Are we perhaps going to see a Shadow Strike? You need to drink from that Moonwell, since you are maybe losing it anyways right there. There's a Frost Nova trying to repair. Silence onto that Warden, as the Dark Ranger goes for silence first over, Black Arrow. Wisp continuing to battle it up there. Low hit point Wisp getting taken out by a Crypt Fiend. Meanwhile, getting pressure out of your own base. Lawliet pulling back away. Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight. Death Knight could be in trouble. Meanwhile, beautiful Swirl of Town Portal save. However, well, that Warden could get taken down. Warden currently sitting at 178 gets a rejuvenation. Death Coil will not be able to finish it off any longer as the Warden is going to come across to try and engage. Orb of Venom could deal a lot of damage right there, trying to back away again. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, slowing down multiple units as you see a Shadow Strike now onto that Death Knight. Death Knight trapped between a rock and a hard place. Let's take a look. 1 or 2 more shots. Another Shadow Strike will take it down. And once that Shadow Strike is down, Death Knight goes with it. Silence onto a bear followed by a Frost Nova. Big loss as well. That bear had enough for another rejuvenation as the units are now making their way back over. All right, another one of Happy's units going to get taken out there. Orb of Venom not effective against the Obsidian statues. Slow Poison also not effective against those Obsidian statues as those units able to run back. 38 supply compared to 37. We are pretty much even once more. Ghouls now making their way down, 37 over 40. And as we're looking at a couple of Ziggurats getting added in here, Dryads, Moonwells need to get refilled. Lawliet spending the additional gold for Nightfall to try to get these Moonwells back up to full, but also having a little bit more passive regeneration on the Night Elf units. Bears finally available out onto the field, currently unable to engage. Perhaps not within melee range, finally able to get off a swipe right there as the attacks are getting in. Alright, no Drunken Haze. It looks as though a Mud Golem trying to slip through, unable to do exactly that. Boulder onto that Panda. Panda should be able to get to level 3 after clearing out this creep camp if the Warden does not come nearby. Tree of Eternity, 39 over 40. Abolish Magic getting added in. This Rock Golem will get taken down. I believe that is Vampiric Aura, not necessarily the best item, will most likely just get sold. Crypt Fiends, Obsidian statues, all of these units here, save for these dark minions, do not benefit from it at all. Meanwhile, clearing over here on the top right, Panda looking perhaps to get to level 4, maybe going for Drunken Brawler. I don't believe he'll try to go for level 2 Drunken Haze, since what that Drunken Haze is really meant for is to apply that damage over time effect for that Breath of Fire. Ring of Regeneration now also on the Panda. Panda able to, well, get a lot more hit points as he also gets Vampiric Aura. Now, Vampiric Aura for the Night Elf actually makes a bit of sense in this point, as the Vampiric Aura allows these bears to regenerate hit points, and it is important to keep those bears alive, especially as we could be getting more destroyers out onto the field. Warden harassment about to come across. There's a Shadow Strike onto one Acolyte. Acolyte should end up getting taken down. Let's take a look. This Acolyte trying to stay away, down to 46 hit points. We should be looking at another Shadow Strike here in just a moment as we, well, seen some damage being dealt. Let's take a look. Acolyte down to 17 hit points, down to dead, as a new Acolyte will need to be trained. All right, let's take a look. Ghoul going to get taken out, and now the Warden is purposely shadow melding inside the base to prevent any mining. Let's take a look back across over here though. Panda, Scroll of Town Portal, gonna go ahead and teleport back. Meanwhile, Warden is also gonna be teleporting back as well to engage. Here we go, Bears clearing up some of these Moonwells very quickly. Death Coil trying to finish off the remaining unit. Shadow Strike onto another unit there. Death Knight absorbing damage over time. Panda gonna continue to engage. There's silence across multiple units. Level 2 Dark Ranger was taken out as Staff of Preservation saves a low hit point bear, at least puts him in the back for now. Drunken Haze across multiple Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends not dealing maximum damage. That bear not getting the memo that he should not be here, trying to finally get away as the destroyers go after the target now. Dryads are now making their way back. Is this Druid of the Claw going to be able to stay alive? As you see, one bear gets taken out. Lich. Dark Ritual, another Breath of Fire across multiple units. Dryads continuing to try and save more units as this bear now gets away as well. Not enough Dryads to handle the destroyers currently in the air. Death Knight could be in trouble once again. Potion of Healing used once more. Potion of Invulnerability also being used as well as the bears go back into that bear form to try and engage. Dryads now show up to the party as the Death Knight down to 272 hit points. still trying to shake off all of that Shadow Strike damage. All right, let's take a look. Death Coil, Frost Nova. Oh, and the Warden gets taken down. Death Knight down to 119 hit points. The Obsidian statues with the heals, more than enough to keep that Death Knight at least alive for a little while longer. More Dark Rituals coming across as well, allowing that Lich to perhaps get off another big detonation. Wisp now making their way over. Are we going to perhaps be looking at some detonations? Panda now trying to engage us here. As you can take a look, Crypt Fiend's Bear is now coming across to engage. Panda could easily Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. There's the Breath of Fire, but in time is that, well, one Death Coil. Continuing to battle it out. Bear is trying to go after the Crypt Fiends. Dryads going after the Dryads are going after the Destroyers. And who is going to come out? Did Happy overstay his welcome? Yes, 1, 2, 3 Crypt Fiends later. Yes, Happy definitely overstayed his welcome, as another Crypt Fiend could get taken out. Lich is in desperate trouble here. Panda, is he going to be able to get off a Breath of Fire? No, he is not. But 3 Crypt Fiends lost in quick succession, and all of a sudden, those Destroyers have to be much more concerned about the standing Dryad army. Warden getting resurrected. Bear gonna go ahead and rejuvenate himself once more. Should be able to get back up to full. Trying to repair these Moonwells is key, as the Death Knight, well, the Death Knight, Lich, and Dark Ranger once again on the move. Circlet of Nobilities plus that Sobi Mask keeping that Death Knight able to heal up more and more units here. Wisp going to quickly get taken out. Meanwhile, back across, we are looking at a potential expansion by Lawliet. We'll see if that is going to be discovered later. Some low hit point Obsidian statues in the back here as well. Crypt Fiend's going to try and rejoin in on the fight. One Wisp, oh, able to get away. The last thing you want is to accidentally run chasing after a Wisp and run into a Dryad parade and welcoming party, as that would have happened right there. Obsidian statues now once again making their way off to the north. Back across here, we are at Tree of Eternity, sitting at 50 over 50. Bears staying in Druid form to maximize how much mana they have in those next upcoming battles. That is going to be incredibly important, but they need to get into Bear form before they get within range of the Dark Ranger, Death Knight, and Lich, as that, well, Death Coil, Frost Nova abilities will end up dealing a lot more damage than you would expect. All right, let's take a look at this. Dryads, Crypt Fiends, now all of these units are making their way back. What is going on? There are the Bears ready to engage, but there are Destroyers off over here as well. Meanwhile, we are still looking at a Panda now teleporting back, and perhaps to try and engage. There's that Breath of Fire. Panda is sitting at level 5. Breath of Fire finishes off one Obsidian statue. Warden is going to be able to dive on into here as well. Warden with an Orb of Venom. Panda not lucky enough to grab that item as of yet. Dark Ranger, all these units all here ready to go. Well, protecting these buildings should not be should be fairly easy, since they are fortified armor. You need to get these units in the right spot. Panda perhaps trying to dive on in here, unable to do so. Are we going to perhaps be looking at a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire? No, we are not. The Wisp are trying to repair, but, well, as these Moonwells get taken out, Lawliet is not going to be able to recover from recover his army nearly as fast. Destroyer is now going to be quickly diving onto those Bears there. All right, blinking straight onto that other unit. There's that Lich. Lich is in trouble. One Bear is lost. Dryad's going to try and engage. Crypt Fiends are all here. Are we going to perhaps see Drunken Haze across multiple Crypt Fiends? Breath of Fire right there. So many Dryads could end up getting lost. Staff of Preservation, I believe, saving a Bear. Yeah, saving a Bear in that engagement, as the Destroyer is chasing after this level 5 Panda. All of these Crypt Fiends are still alive. This low hit point Bear quickly getting taken out, I believe, by a Death Coil, or it could have been some other just round of attacks from those Destroyers. Lawliet is in some serious trouble. There is an expansion up and running off over here, perhaps trying to buy some additional items. Scrolls of healing, no scrolls of healing, an anti-magic potion, but these Dryads are all very low on health. Well, not all of them, a substantial 2-3 of them are extremely low on health, and with the black Citadel here also engaging, that's going to cause some major problems. All right, Black Citadel about to get taken down here. Dryads poking away once more, and we see a Shadow Strike as the Warden just looking to finish off multiple units. Breath of Fire adding in more damage continually as this Acolyte going to try to get away. Staff of Preservation saves. Dryad going to get taken down. Happy is in a good spot trying to take down some of these units. Dryad's now making their way back over. Let's take a look. Crypt Fiends, where are all of these units going to land? Anti-magic potion, and where are these units going to go next? Breath of Fire across multiple units. 2 Crypt Fiends are going to get lost right there, as we perhaps could see an Abomination get taken down as well. Orb of Venom only on that Warden. Panda could try and engage. Let's take a look back across here. Breath of Fire not going to really put that much pressure. 53 supply compared to 35. Happy is in a great spot as he chases down his opponent. Shadow Strike onto a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend could easily get taken down right there. There it goes. But that may not be enough. Frost Nova as the Warden just simply gets melted in a matter of seconds. Dryad's now shifting back again. 30 supply compared to 50. Goldmine still has plenty, or 2 minutes of mining left. That may actually be the difference now. Ancient of War starting to engage. The Destroyers, Crypt Fiends, need to stop this expansion here. Multiple Moonwells being built, and this is actually going to shift home field advantage rather fast. Let's take a look at this. All of these Moonwells are right off over here. They're getting fortified armor. Wisp now jumping on inside. What is happening? As well, this tree is going to be absorbing a large amount of damage. Back across over here, a lone Panda making its way back down to the south. Lone Moonwell off over here, still fairly full. Dryads gonna try and engage. Panda has, well, does Panda really stand a chance here in this engagement? That is the question, as the Dryads, Goblin Sappers could take down Happy's building. There goes 1, there goes 2, and there goes 3. Lich is currently out onto the field as the Panda could be in trouble. This, well, the Black Citadel was taken out, but, well, however, no additional workers were lost. A bunch of Moonwells off to the side over here. Wisp could try and get some detonations as the Lich going straight after that unit here. All right, let's take a look. Are we going to perhaps be picking up another potion of invisibility now on that Panda? Lich perhaps looking to see where exactly his opponent is, but Panda has already run away. All right. Panda heading off to the north here, perhaps trying to get some heals. Is he going to be able to do that? There is a Dark Ranger down to the south, and this Panda moving very, very slowly. Back across here, Lich trying to scout out where exactly his opponent is. Gold mines have pretty much nearly been mined out every which way. Panda, it has, well, gotten back up to full, and we'll see where he's going to next. 23 supply compared to 48. Acolytes, well, a new Necropolis needs to get added in as we are looking at a Destroyer going after this Moonwell here. All right, Dryads trying to dance away, get around. Let's take a look. Wisp, Destroyers trying to find every location possible. Warden is about to get back out onto the field. That little bit of extra gold from that expansion, even though not much was mined, is still enough to resummon that very precious Warden. 23 supply army, and 5 of it is currently being trained. Panda now about to make its way over. Perhaps, well, it will be able to take out some of these key buildings as well. As the Destroyers finish off this last Moonwell here, this Moonwell is still full. What is this Panda going to do? Breath of Fire across some of these buildings. Does it have a way to just hide? Is it just going to try and blow away all of these units here? Is it not 100% sure? Could try and Staff of Teleportation back. Warden is going to currently blink to the very back as well. Staff of Teleportation in order to reline up with this Moonwell. Going to heal and now go after that Destroyer. Destroyer going to be taking a bit of damage over time as well, as the Panda is looking to perhaps destroy buildings. All right, Panda is actually very, very deadly at this point in stage. Let's take a look. There's a Frost Nova. We could be looking at another Breath of Fire for all of these buildings again. There it goes. Does not get that last building though, as the Dryads are starting to put pressure onto that Lich. Warden shows up. Are we going to see some transfer of items? Potion of Healing transferred off to that Panda. Panda giving some items. There's a Breath of Fire. Staff of Preservation saves it, but the Panda still gets taken out. Staff of Teleportation on the Death Knight. Death Knight now tries to show up to the party to perhaps try and shut down that Warden. Warden now going back after. Let's take a look at that. Death Coil saves the Lich, and, well, Happy takes the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.